Joining us this morning during a special segment here is Pastor Joyce Shellhammer, who I have not seen in a long, long time. How you been doing?
I've been doing really, really well.
Good.
So
Good.
Watching you on TV.
Well, thank you.
I'm glad Penny's here today. I was hoping she would be.
See if you come on
Penny's
Thursdays.
my savior on Thursday.
It's always Thursday.
And also joining us is Chris Basilio.
Yes.
Chris, what's your title now?
I'm donor recruitment with the American Red Cross, and we cover our Ashtabula County, all of the blood drives you see at your schools, churches, and special drives like the one we're going to talk about today is what I work on.
Where are you based out of?
We are based out of the Cleveland area and our office that we have in Ashtabula,
Okay.
which is on Center Street, and we cover all the different counties actually are encompassed into the northern Ohio region.
Is that where you work out, Chris? Out of Ashtabula?
I'll pop in and out of there. I work from a home office as well, and I
Really?
Yes, I cover
You do a lot of traveling then.
a lot of
He lives
traveling.
in Niles.
And I live
Niles.
in Niles, yes.
Wow.
And he has been such a blessing to us because we have never done this, as a drive.
Right.
It's always been.
Tell us
Katie.
about this drive here. This is for Katie Whitman, right?
Right. And, I guess I'm the new kid on the block. The way that I got into it, as mothers do,
Yeah.
my son called me, Paul, and he works with Katie's mom, Jeannie, at Penny Dock. And she was telling him that she didn't know if she could do the drive again. It takes a lot out of her, both physically and emotionally. And Paul really likes Jeannie, and he really felt bad because he had two roommates who were brothers, and they were killed in an automobile accident. And he realized really how important blood is. And the neat thing about, Chris was telling me that the blood that we give for this drive stays right here in this area. And none of us really know if somebody that we love or ourselves will need blood. And so this is a way that we can help our community to give. And so Paul called me, get the old broad out of the closet and sit her up there. And so I can't say no to my son, right?
Isn't that the truth?
Or it probably wouldn't have been held, right? Because it wasn't the Perkamaki girl.
Yes. I
Was it
have
Janet?
a little bit of background. That Katie, I knew Katie as a young girl, and she was one of Conneaut's finest. She was on Wildfire Drill Team. She worked at Orlando's Golden Dawn. She helped at Right Track. The people at Kent State still remember her and love her. She just was a very giving and loving person. So when she died in 2002 from an
Has it been that long ago?
from an automobile accident, and it's so sad, to someone so young, that her family decided that they wanted to remember Katie by helping other people, and her cousin Shara spearheaded, Shara Parkamaki, spearheaded this, and I think we're in the 11th year.
Yes, we are actually, and that's a good time to bring up the point too. Since 2003 when we started it, we have collected over 703 pints of blood, and every blood collection, just so to give you a little background on that, each blood collection could save up to 3 potential lives. So that means we're well over 2,100 people's lives we've saved just alone by having this drive each year in our community.
That's true.
That is humongous. And again, as Pastor Shellhammer said, the blood that we collect does stay local within our local Northern Ohio communities here.
Right,
So
right.
again, there's a chance if you know a family, friend, or somebody you've been in contact with some point in your life, especially from this drive, this is a huge number. It's the largest in the county.
No, Katie worked at Orlando Brothers Golden Dawn. She had worked that day, and I think she was driving to her grandma's house on Lake Road, and the condition, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Joyce, but
It was in December.
it was in December, and I think it was kind of bad out, the roadways, how they chunk up and all that sort of stuff. But at any rate, she was driving out to her grandma's house, who was a neighbor of mine when I lived on Lake Road, and lost control of her vehicle, and was hurt very, very badly in that accident, and survived for a few days. And I was praying and hoping that she was going to make it, but she didn't.
And Jeannie, I think a wonderful mother, she said, you know, that her son is going to be 30 this year, and she's never spent his birthday with him because she was always doing the drive.
Mm-hmm.
And so she is going to be with her son this year. But Gail Castrilla, who's on our committee, said it so beautifully that we are so blessed that Katie's family, her mom and dad and her grandma, have entrusted the friends of Katie Whitman to carry this on, because everyone has been affected somehow by an accident, a tragedy, and you realize how important blood is to life. So you never really know when you go in and just give a little bit of your time, doesn't cost any money, that we can help somebody else. And for the first time, the First Congregational United Church of Christ is going to be a partner, because we have felt that it's wonderful that we have our faith, but it's more than just coming to church on Sunday and going home. And so for the past couple of years, we've had Christians in Action, where we try to reflect God's love and service toward other people in our community. And we've had days where we just go out and help and so on. And we thought, what a better way for our community to come together and to do something really special. And so we want to be a part of that.
How old was Katie when this happened?
I asked my daughter Mary, and I thought she was 25, and Mary said no, she was a little young. Yeah, 21.
Yeah, 21 or 22.
Yeah, she was very
really young.
old.
So I mean, it's so heartbreaking, and I remember her as a young girl. And so I don't know, this whole thing, you know, sometimes you just think about things just come together. For us to meet Chris, and he has just been such a blessing, because he's so full of energy and, oh, I can do this and we'll work on that. It's never, well, I don't know, we probably can. So we've been really blessed. And the Conneaut Human Resource Center, we didn't know, we thought we had to pay them, but they donate that facility to us.
Do they really?
Yeah, and so we're just so blessed to have them.
What day is it now?
It's March the 22nd, which is a Saturday, and we'll be beginning at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be wrapping it up around 3. However, if it's 3 o'clock, anyone who comes down can still come in and sign in to donate at 3. I want to also thank you too, Joyce. You and our group, I have got one of the most phenomenal groups to work on this project together. Anytime we have to plan a meeting, anything we need to do, you guys have just went above and beyond any sponsor group for planning for this scale of a
We eat
drive.
well too, Pat.
We have
First
lasagna.
time we had
Wow.
Always the food.
Hopefully tonight we'll have something to live up to tonight. We're on a good
these
run.
3 Italians here could handle that, right? That sounds good. Hey, now,
forget about
I wanted to ask you too, now you mentioned the hours, it's the 22nd.
Yes.
Now, I remember Michelle was going to donate one Saturday here, must have been, I think it was back when Red Cross was having some problems and they were short-staffed. And she ended up waiting for a couple hours. Now that won't happen, right?
At this drive, we are, hoping this year we have a personal goal and a pretty close goal to want about 200 people to come here. We are going to be, we are going to have our A-team staff. We're going to have lots of them.
Okay.
I think we should have, not 100% positive, I think anywhere over 15 to 20 staff probably on there. So wait time should be decreased significantly, and yeah, definitely significantly. And we have a good crew that's here. We'll get people moving right through, and we'll keep and we'll be there as well to make sure.
Is there a goal, Chris, for how much blood you want to Because I think she hit a record here.
Right.
She did.
I think one of the records was in the 180s that we've had.
Yes.
Our personal record again this year, we're pushing high, of course.
We gotta have a goal.
We're hoping for, we want to get 200 people in this year. We want to do something really special to show, that our friends really honor Katie's memory, and we really honor and respect the family too. So we want to do something special for them this year. That's our personal goal. As far as any other goals, it might not be that high, as far as what we would.
Well, this town's good for coming out and helping.
Oh,
and,
I see a lot of our people at our local drives.
Yeah.
I've been out here for a year
Yeah.
working with these folks, and you see the same people that consistently come out, and that
That's
says
great.
something about the character of people. They're out there every 56 days at our sites, and
That's great.
they're phenomenal.
If you've never gone to a blood drive and you're thinking, gee, should I? What does it entail? How do you
Yeah.
do it?
That was my question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Help me, Chris.
I could fill you in,
All right,
Joyce, on this.
okay,
Yeah, we do have a lot of first-time donors, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of first-time donors at this drive. A lot of people might be waiting because they know about the Katie Drive. Community knows very much about this drive.
And the other thing my daughter told me to emphasize is that we will have daycare there. So, if you're a mom or a dad and you have little ones and you don't have a babysitter for them, but you really would like to give blood, but you don't want to worry them, we will have on site somebody to watch and to care for them. My daughter said you go in, you register. You have to have your driver's license and a form of identity. She says they prick your finger. What does that show?
That's just a simple test for iron to make sure iron levels are all good. I can walk you through
Okay.
everything and just
Go
be a
ahead.
little specific. When you come in to donate, we'll have a staff member there or a volunteer signing individuals in at the computer. We just ask that you have a Red Cross, either your Red Cross card or any kind of photo ID to show who you are, basically, to make sure we can verify you. You'll sit down it'll take about 5 minutes. It's a little booklet that just gives the background on, places maybe you have traveled, different medications you may be on. Please, if you're on the way before you come into, please bring a list of any medications. That way it'll be easier for our staff to help you out. After you're done reading our book, we'll have you sit for a few minutes while our staff gets ready to bring you back. And they have a little health history area. This is just basic questions about, places you've traveled, medications you're on. They just want to verify all these kind of things with you. And just so everybody knows, this information is fully confidential. This information you share with the Red Cross is between you and the staff member. It goes no further than there, and it's anything recorded is just with them. After that point, they do a little finger prick, as we call it, and it just tests to make sure that your iron levels and everything are in order. Because again, the most important thing for the Red Cross is we want you to have a successful, healthy, and safe donation. That's our number one thing. So we want to make sure you're able and healthy to donate for us.
Is there an age limit, Chris?
Yeah, if you have to be you could be 16 years old. If you're 16, you will need a parent's consent form. And you can actually get the parental consent form right at redcrossblood.org, and it's all one thing together, redcrossblood.org. 17 and over, you're free to walk in as you please and donate blood. And after they go through that process, you'll actually get onto the bed, which is the shortest part of the whole donation, actually. It's only about 7 to 9 minutes for that. And when you're done, the nice thing is when you're done at our drive here, we're going to have lots of good food being cooked. We're going to have lots of snacks. We're going to have lots of gift cards and raffles and neat little things going on here. So this is one.
I remember the day they used to give you orange juice, and that was about it.
See, when we have the orange juice, we have pop, we have pretzels, we have plus all the homemade food we're going to have that you don't want to miss out on.
Where do they take the blood out? Here in the
Right here.
Right now.
Right.
Yeah. Is there an age too old?
That's what I was
No.
going to say. How about the ones of us who are getting toward the finish line?
I've seen folks. For instance, my grandfather's 86 now. He still donates.
Does he really?
Mhm.
Good for him.
God bless him. And he had it's been about 10 years now, but he had cancer 10 years ago, and he's been clean and clear for a while,
be
but he's
good.
still donating. And He goes into his regular site.
I have another question for you, Chris. I haven't
Yes.
had a chance to talk to a Red Cross person in person. So, what about watching for like AIDS?
Oh, well, that's a great question. Anytime the blood that we collect, we actually have a laboratory that's a little east of right downtown near Cleveland
Okay.
area. All this blood that gets collected goes to a lab, and this lab's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with different people on shifts. Since we're highly regulated by the Food and Drug Administration, every single pint that we collect has to go through numerous, just rigorous testing.
Even this
Okay?
what would collected that
Oh yeah,
day?
that day, that one out of, say we have 200 pints in that day, that one pint that you may be giving is going to go through multiple tests.
No kidding.
We cannot, yeah, we don't let.
Glad to hear that.
Yes, before any hospitals, before we give it to any of our hospitals
Right.
that are requesting it in the area, we make sure it goes through every test. We have to be completely safe. FDA, checks on that, and it's for, and as a good business practice, as our organization is, we make sure everything is safe before we ever let it go
I
out.
always wondered about that.
Yep.
Do
I know.
you have to know what your blood type is before you come in, or will they do that for you if you don't know?
If it's your first time and you have it donated, you don't have to know your blood type. The only reason that if you do like a special kind of donation, maybe like a double reds is what we call, which is sort of a double donation. That would be the only thing you need to know. But after you donate for the first time, they will get your blood type after it goes in for the testing, and they will actually send it on a Red Cross card mailed to your home. So you'll have a card if it's your first time donating.
So before, when you're donating, when they test that blood out of your finger, they're gonna also test for your blood type.
They'll actually do the draw, and they'll send the blood down, and then they'll type you.
Oh,
They'll
okay.
take care of that, but it will be sent to you on your donor card.
But if you already know, I mean, even if
Yeah.
you don't have a donor card,
You
but
know what
you
you are?
already know, yeah.
Sure.
I can't
Yeah.
remember what I'm
See,
on.
you should know, because if something happens to you
Yeah.
and you're in the emergency room and they ask you your
I'll
blood
have to
type,
look it up. I don't
saves
remember.
precious time while they're
Uh-huh.
you know,
It does.
doing that blood. So you should know what your blood type is.
And in that same aspect too, though, if let's say you're an O negative, or let's say you're
I'm an A negative.
okay, say you're an A negative. The universal type though is O negative.
Absolutely, that's me.
So you're an O negative.
Yep.
Good girl.
You want me?
We-
I know that.
It's not only that, we need to have more of you because you guys can only receive O negative.
Oh, there's pressure
so
now.
there's it's good for both parts.
Is
Yeah.
an O negative quite rare? No.
It's
I
not
don't
I
think
wouldn't say
so.
necessarily rare, but it's needed the most because say we have a accident victim who's rushed in to the hospital
Yes.
immediately, they will be able to get that O negative blood without question because it's the universal type.
donor.
The universal type.
I got a really stupid question.
No, please. It's confusing sometimes.
When if somebody comes in and they're in a terrible accident,
Yeah.
and they need blood immediately, you can't just give them any blood.
Yeah,
What would happen?
O negative.
O negative is what you can give.
Immediately.
No matter-
immediately.
no matter-
No matter what. 'Cause
Right.
they're either O negative or
I
one of
see.
the other types.
I didn't understand
O
that.
negatives are general universal type. So
Okay.
that's why we really push the fact. A lot of the time you hear
I
like
bet
they
you
need O
really
negative.
could use that. Huh?
Oh, you see at our hospitals, even in speaking and working with them, you hear how many victims come in. You'd be surprised at how many times those transfusions are needed.
The other question, Chris, is you come in, you're unconscious.
Oh,
You're not going to be able to tell them what your blood
Right.
type is.
Right.
Is that on our driver's licenses?
No, carry it in your wallet.
Yeah, you might have it. Yeah, if you have any kind of, you could carry even your donor card. If you did donate,
Yeah.
it's going to be right on your donor card
Okay.
too. Just I could tell you there, let alone.
This is coming up on March 22nd.
What a good way to celebrate spring, isn't it?
It is.
Wow.
It is. I think spring is is it Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it would
you know,
be, right? Yeah.
and you're right. You're absolutely right, because with spring comes new rebirth and everything, and the gift of life is really giving blood.
That's
That is the gift of life.
And
So what a
March-
better time to do it than right there.
March is Red Cross Month too.
Uh-huh.
Oh, is
So
it?
yes, we do celebrate our
Very
Red
good.
Cross Month in March too. So it'll be
Penny,
very
when we
nice.
were on break, you were talking about a concern of
Yeah,
yours.
well, I know that people have a lot of different reasons why they don't give blood. Most of them are really lame, but they do have them, as I do, because I have the type of veins that just don't come up. You know, when they put the tourniquet on and they try to bring those veins up, I have a really hard time with that because my veins tend to roll. But I know that these people are experts at this. This is what they do for a living. They know how to get those veins. So if you have that fear,
Well, I was going to tell you that my daughter Mary gives blood regularly, and in our family, the only thing that we have small is our veins, and they roll.
That's good. Yes, yeah, I do too.
Mary said to tell everybody that she has rolling veins,
Yeah, I
and
do too.
and these people are so expert at it that she's never had a problem.
That is a great point to make, and that's great for her to let them know, just so they know ahead of time. And just as a little FYI, our crew that does our blood collections in Ashtabula County are some of the absolute best in our whole Northern Ohio region. So rest assured, you're coming in with some of our best experienced and some of our most terrific staff members that'll work with you. Another little helpful tip.
But I was going to say, you gave me a great
Yes,
hint.
really want to
Yeah.
share this, and I want to encourage everybody considering coming out to donate, whether it be at our drive here or any other drive, any other time in their life. If you guys could double up on your water intake, your water, your fluid intake, about I would say at least 2 to 3 days before, just double up. So say have 2 bottles of water instead of 1. Have a couple extra glasses of orange juice, and eat good food, eat fiber-rich foods, things like that to keep your iron up. Again, we see a lot better, a lot more successful donations with far less reaction.
Water does that?
Yeah, you
Water
need to
does
hydrate
help
those.
keep, yes.
You know, years ago when I was in the emergency room for a situation, they were trying to put these things in my wrist veins. They couldn't do it because my veins were too little, or would that be called the rollover?
No, that you needed to be hydrated.
Yeah, you need.
Yeah.
If you were very dehydrated,
You
it
would
could have
probably
been a problem,
dehydrated.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That it's very possible. Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, that's just encouraging you to to eat the proper foods. Beans, things like if you have beans. Even if you guys like steak and you're able to get one this time of year, I wish I
Can
could.
afford one this time of year.
Yeah, it's a tricky time of year. But even chickens and just good whole greens, good food.
Spinach.
Yeah, try to eat a little better a couple days before, and it'll just make it a much smoother process. Not to mention we have awesome food again afterwards. So.
Are you cooking, Joyce?
I'm not saying. I do want to put out a challenge. If you are in an organization that's
Excuse me, Joyce, can I take this call first? Hi, you're on the air.
What about a person that's on blood thinner?
You know what? I would ask you if you can, if you're either coming to the drive or if you are if you would like to look before and you have access online. If you go to redcrossblood.org, you could actually find, because our requirements do change quite often, but as far as I'm aware, I would watch with the blood thinners, because do you know, if you don't mind sharing, what medicine is it?
Warfarin.
That might be on our list that you might not be able to. Again, just double check, because we do have a lot of restrictions that change, month by month. We see things change. And online it'll tell you the specifics, but I know things like Coumadin, if it's similar to a Coumadin type of drug.
I think that is
It
warfarin.
is.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
is that what he's okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's the Coumadin, as of right now, we can't do the donation with that. But
That's a good question, though.
we would love to still have you come down, or if you have any family or friends, we'd still welcome you to come join us for the
Yeah.
Community Day event.
God bless you for
Thank you.
thinking of that. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And thank you for calling and asking ahead of time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have
Thank
a nice
you.
day.
We challenge any fraternal order or any organization that would like to help sponsor it for prizes and gifts, anything that you could do. I know that sometimes we joke about Conneaut, but Conneaut is a wonderful place to live. And just like a week ago when we had the unfortunate incident, our town came together. And as Penny so aptly said, this is the gift of life.
Yes, it is.
We have a wonderful committee. Connie Jury and Sue Skwigunski they're going to be in charge of the kitchen, as they always have. Our own Gail Castrilli, she brightens up any
Gail.
corner of the world. Paula Oster and Jean Whitman is kind of our honorary member. And then my daughter Mary, my son Paul, and his wife Maggie. And we have a good time, don't we?
Oh, we
But
have a
they're
great
hard
group.
workers.
Yes, they are. We get a lot good stuff accomplished. We have a
What do
lot
you
of-
guys do? Have
Lucky
little
day.
meetings and stuff?
Yes. Yeah,
We've
we-
been meeting, our first meeting was
First meeting.
September, right?
Are you kidding?
I think, yeah, it was. around
Well, because
September.
Paul had never done this before, and he just wanted to be sure that he didn't let the ball drop.
Right.
And he wanted to do it right.
Okay.
So,
We've met. Yeah, we're gonna have another meeting this evening, actually,
Yeah.
too, just to wrap
poor
up.
Chris has to go back to Niles and then
Ah.
come back to
Yeah.
no biggie.
The kid wants to eat.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
you know, I'm sure. I'm
The
sure. I'm
pressure's
coming
on
back
you, Joyce.
I'm sure I'm coming back for a good meal, so it doesn't bother me.
Pat, at the end, whenever you're done with us,
Hmm?
I thought maybe I would read. Gail wanted to be here, but she can't. And she wrote me this beautiful thing that I think
You wanna
sums
read
it
it?
all up, if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
please do.
Terrific.
It says, so once again on March 22nd, we will gather with joyful hearts to remember our Katie. We'll miss Grandma Dickie, Shara, Katie's parents, Jean and Gary. But as Katie's friends, and this is so true, we are honored that her family has entrusted us to continue the drive. We will celebrate her life to save many other lives, with the hope that more donors than ever will join us this year. Show Katie's family that you remember her as the golden girl that worked at Golden Dawn with a $1 million smile, or the talented wildfire dancer, or the dedicated right track volunteer. Or if you're really lucky, you'll remember Katie as your friend.
Beautiful. I can't beat that.
No,
March 22nd, folks, come on out and let's support Katie. Let's put them over the top here and get bigger and better every year. And we appreciate the past donations, but this one I'd like to really, it's hard to believe. It's been 12 years since our passing of this beautiful little girl.
yeah. And you know, you think about it, such a beautiful, you know, as all that she's done.
Yeah.
You know, God
She-
must
she
have
was a
needed
bl-
an angel or something.
Yes.
You just wonder.
She was a blood donor herself.
Yeah.
And that's why this is so ironic that we're doing
That
this.
we're carrying on what
Yeah.
she
It's neat.
felt was so important.
Well, Joyce, I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you. You know, it's such a pleasure to be here with Pat. I just feel like he's my brother.
We
you know,
we go back a ways.
Yeah.
You know, you still owe me a show, you and Sampi, about the
Yeah.
good old days.
Come on, Eddie, where are you?
He'll be getting a hold of you. I've instructed him to get a hold of you and we'll set this up maybe for this spring. Chris, always a pleasure having you
Very,
on.
very nice.
And come back and see us.
Absolutely.
We will schedule you for a separate show, if you
Sure.
will. Maybe you could answer some questions.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to field questions for anybody in our community that want to know a little more about blood drives.
And we feel blessed to have Penny. She's just an
Joyce,
emblem of our everything good in our community.
and Joyce and I go back to Southeast School.
Wow. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Thank you guys for
Okay.
coming in.